Group C will get underway on Sunday. England, Denmark, Serbia and Slovenia. England taking on Serbia in Gelsenkirchen in their opening game. And lots to discuss here. Gareth Southgate saying everyone available. Let's get some of the press for you. We will go one better this time. That's coming from England, and Harry Kane going for gold, sensing a different aura as he targets the title and the top scorer award. So let's get talking about England. Frank Leboeuf still with us. I want to start with Phil Foden if we can. Can he recreate his club form for country?
If he's played in the right position, and that position has been different for Man City's predominantly most of the time played as a number 10. I'm not sure he gets that role of England. I think if the number 10 spot's going to go to someone, it might be Jude Bellingham. So therefore, listen, you put it on paper and you go Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden off the left and Declan Rice and Harry Kane and Bellingham. The trouble is, like a lot of teams in this tournament, at the back might be where they're a little bit fragile. But Phil Foden's got the intelligence. Even though you stick him on paper down the left-hand side, he can roam, because Trippier will probably get close to him and say, go get on the inside, go and join Bellingham. Go and join Kane. But I think that's more on Southgate more than anything else. Is the manager going to allow him to have a sort of free role and go and express himself? If he does, and the talent that England have got, he should perform at the highest level.
Are you expecting to see the best of him, Frank, in this international scene?
I want to see it. I want to see it because he's a real talent, and he has proven during the season that he's one of the top player in at this position in the world. So I'm very looking forward to seeing him at his best. You know, the problem is how you're going to balance the squad. That's my most concern for me. The forward front can deal, and if Foden is in the right positioning, it can be very, very good. But who are you going to put behind? Trent Alexander-Arnold or Gallagher? You have to secure defensively, but you know that TAA can give good passes, especially to Foden or the other three. So it's going to be very tricky for Southgate to balance his squad and to decide whether Gallagher or TAA have to play. But for me, Gallagher should start. TAA can come like last time during the last game they play at Wembley, because with the forward front and Walker and Trippier on the side, it's more than enough for me to get the possibility and the chances to score. And but otherwise, you know, if you have TAA in the middle of the park, Rice going to be on his own, and defensively it's going to be too tricky for me.
Gallagher or Trent Alexander-Arnold there?
Trent for me.
Why?
Because he's got a better range of pass. I understand the qualities of Conor Gallagher. He can get around the pitch. He's industrious. He can close the ball down when England haven't got the ball. But Trent's a different animal. I mean, you could play him at right back, but I'd probably play Walker because he's so good and the best, or one of the best in the world in that position. Very reliable. But what you want from Trent when you're going to have a lot of possession is a guy that's got a tremendous range of passing. He can keep it simple. He can go 5-10 yards. If you're Harry Kane, if you're Bellingham, if you're Foden, if you're Saka, and you see him on the ball. If Alexander-Arnold plays well, we've got Gallagher there. I think Foden makes runs forward. Bellingham does the same. Kane, Saka. His range of pass for a right back that started his career in midfield is off the charts good.
When we talk about Jude Bellingham, Southgate said he's not expecting him to carry the load. But then he has said there's something of a leadership group where you're looking at Harry Kane, Kyle Walker, Declan Rice, and still Jude Bellingham's name at a young age comes up here in this leadership group. So it does put some pressure on those young shoulders.
Yeah, but we're talking about the same player who walked into Real Madrid and apparently automatically became one of their best players, if not their best player, in the beginning part of the season.
And by the way, what number do you want? I'll take Zidane.
Yeah, and so this idea of what we consider to be pressure for most mortals and would affect most mortals in a certain way, for him it seems to be motivational. It seems to be something that elevates his performance. It seems to be something that actually elevates him individually. And so, again, pressure affects people in different ways. And some people shrink and some people are actually able to shine. And in the case of Jude Bellingham, I think the answer has been very clear, at least at the club level, that he shined. Now let's see it at the international level with England in this sort of circumstance, in this sort of situation. And to your point about Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think Jude Bellingham would benefit of Trent Alexander-Arnold being in the midfield, because just think of this picture. And this is a picture that happened regularly for Real Madrid in the earlier part of the season. hold-up play from the guy, whoever's playing up top, in this case would be Harry Kane, that likes to come underneath naturally anyways. When he comes underneath, center backs get sucked out of position. Who runs in behind? Who is able to exploit that space? Well, for Real Madrid, it was Jude Bellingham, but also think of the outside guys. If Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden are smart about reading the game, the moment that Harry Kane comes to the ball, inside runs, inside shoulder of the outside back, and get inside of the outside back and on the outside of the center back, man, you're running behind, you're going to find some space, and that's when Trent can play a ball through.
If you were organising, if you were Gareth Southgate and the coaches... Sorry, Frank, 1 second. If you were organising some patterns of play, that would be exactly it. All into Harry Kane, he secures possession, third man runs in behind.
Go ahead, Frank.
I'm with you. I'm with you guys. If you only see the attacking way of playing football, and I talked about the balance. The last game that we saw England struggling so much in the middle of the park, or defensively, because they were struggling in the middle of the park, because Rice was on his own. And it's what I put in the first place, where I wanted to make sure that Rice doesn't work defensively on his own. When you put TAA alongside him, we all know that his main weakness, defense, where you have Gallagher. So you cannot have all, and you will have to make a choice. Yes, I agree with you. If you have Trent Alexander-Arnold, you can be sure that Bellingham going to go behind Kane and is going to get the ball. Yeah, that's the beautiful fairy tale, and where England has never been in danger, or will never be in danger defensively. But we all know with Gay and Stones at the back and Rice on his own, they're going to be trouble.
So if you want to see this working, it's now in the group stage that you can do it. If it's not something that you're considering, if you're Gareth Southgate, if it's too much of a risk for you, then we're going to see a whole lot of the same things that we have seen from England, which is good enough, but not quite good enough.
And if you're going to get the fans on side, I think every England fan, what they want to see from England is a team that's going to have a go and not be pragmatic. So if you don't go Alexander-Arnold and it doesn't work, all of a sudden England fans are thinking, well, why don't we just have a go? Why don't we try that way?
Why not?